Do you like cars?
What about motorcycles?
Welcome to Shift Gas Go. Got an easy project for us today to start with. My CBR needs an oil change and needs a stator replaced. Luckily I got some spare parts because I hoard parts for years, and put a new battery in it while we're at it, and hopefully get her going for the rest of the summer. All right, let's get to it. This is my very dusty 2006 CBR600RR. All right. First things first, we're gonna get this race bodywork pulled off the bottom here. Nice, quick and easy. Couple zip ties, couple Zeus fasteners, and that's it. I have no more to add. Couple Allens. I did have something to add. Ugh. That's no good. All right, let's get the oil drained out of this thing so we can pull this cover off and get to work. Nice clean oil in there. I haven't been riding enough. Say hi for the camera. Oh, hi, Pato. You want to say hi for the camera? No, your camera's shy. Okay. All right, and let's go ahead and get this cover off. I've got all but one bolt up here accessible. So we're just gonna do my sweet, quick zip tie, quick release, I think was what you call it. Plenty of room. Remember, always put your tools back or you'll be like me and you can't find them. A little magnet tray, very handy. Get yourself a bunch of them. You know, there's a good chance I'm gonna get some oil coming out of here, dribbling out as I break the rest. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the oil pan under here. Double check that I've got all the bolts out. Good to go. Now the fun part is getting this pried off of here. Using a long pry bar like this helps me pry against the top of the frame a little bit. There it is. You see that? Get just a little bit of a crack. And you can kind of do away with the pry bar. And almost, and if you do this with a screwdriver like I am, be very gentle. Just enough to pull it away. You do not want to scratch the surface underneath where it seals. And there we can see our oil coming out. There's also going to be magneted on a little bit, so in addition to the sealant, it wants to stay in place. So don't try to pry it all the way off with force. And we're just gonna carefully work our way around the edges. Popped off of the dowels. There we go. Now I can feel it, we're popped off of both sides. So you feel that magnet force. Get that pulled out. And then there's our stator. You can see we're still attached. Hopefully you can see it up there by a wire. So let's not let that dangle. Set it back on there. I'm gonna go ahead and undo this body pan a little bit so I can try to get to the wire where this is connected at. And we can see right in here that connector with the yellow wires is what we're gonna undo. We're gonna realize that last time we did an engine swap, we tangled up our wiring. Now I can yank that connector out of here. All right, we're free. Nope, minus the zip tie. For the last time, now we are free. And there you have it. One stator cover removed. Next step is to get this out of here. All right, and grab gloves because these aluminum edges are sharp. And if you're just trying to hold this in place, like I am to break these bolts loose, you could quite easily cut yourself. But don't do that. Be smart. I'm usually not. Today I am. Go ahead and pull her out. There you go. Got our spare one right here. Let's go ahead and pop it in. I'm gonna go in the same orientation where this cable comes around right through our little space here. There we go. Now these bolts, I'll grab a little bit of Loctite. If you're like me and all your Loctite bottles are seized up, take the cap off. Just get the hair out of there though. Don't need to be bolting any hair in there. And just kind of go around the lip. Get a little Loctite on there. Alright, let's get our wire, cover, holder, bolted back in here. Then we'll go ahead and put our gloves back on and tighten her down. Alright, we're ready for reassembly. All that sealant gunk on there. We're going to take our razor blade, lightly go across and skim it off. If there's anything on this side, we're going to do the same. Look, I think I got lucky. It looks pretty clean from here. But we'll give it a quick pass with the razor blade anyway, just to be safe. Now we've got this cleaned off, let's get a little brake clean. Now our next piece of the puzzle is sealant. So we've got this Moto Seal. We're gonna get messy. You only need the thinnest layer of this stuff. You do not want it very thick at all. Stuff tacks up very quickly. It's great. All right, now we're ready to pop this back on. We're just gonna very carefully make sure we don't touch the sealant on the outside edges here. Keep in mind this thing magnets on, so it won't let go. So you wanna get it pretty well lined up before you get that close, or else you risk rubbing your sealant off. Go ahead and wiggle it over the pins there. If you see any excess, like I got a little bit up here, go ahead and wipe any large drips off that way. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the bolts in and tighten her down. That's all the way around. We're good there. Now we've got to plug this wire back in. Gonna route that back up under here. A little plug plugs into. And since I had to get my fuse block out of the way to do that, we're gonna get that reattached now too. All right, that's back on. Let's go ahead and reattach our fender up top. As nice as these fasteners are, the patented race bodywork fastening method via Harbor Freight never fails. Always catch your zip ties flush. All right, so we've got the stator in. That Moto Seal takes 24 hours to cure, so we're gonna go ahead and wait till tomorrow and get that filled up with oil. It's gonna stay empty until then. While we're waiting on that though, we've got a new battery to throw in. Throw it on the charger and make sure we're all set to ride tomorrow. First things first, gonna go ahead and grab our seat off, which of course is the other Allen key left on the ground. Now you'll probably notice I got a couple extra things going on here, wired in. You got a little USB charger sitting up in the tail here and stuff. And of course my battery tender cable. Oops, let's get that plug back off. Undo our little tie down strap. And out she comes. Let's grab our new battery out here. Got a few instructions with this guy. It is actually a little bit of a fill it yourself setup here. All right, how to do this. Open her up. It says the cap's off of here. Since they're sealed, leave them sealed and go ahead, push down, pop all those seals open, and we should start filling her up. It says leave this for 20 minutes or longer for it all to fill up. And we'll go ahead and get our plastics put back on over here. Again with the patented race bodywork attachment technique. Okay, now these are all drained out. Grab that off. Clean off any dribbles we got going on here. And then we'll take our cap. It's probably a good idea to wear gloves when you do this. There we go. All right, our battery's all set. All right, double check the battery secure. All good. Get our wires back over here. Stack our relay, our charger through the main one, and get that going. And that one's on. Same thing on the other side. All right, battery's on, tender's on, relay's on, seat going back on. All right, now all that's left is to throw this bad boy on the charger overnight, fill it up with oil tomorrow, and then she's ready to ride. All right, it's the next day. Let's get this thing filled with oil and let's go ride. Well, that's all for today. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know. Until then, see you next time.